9 months ago, I started CircuitPAD as part of the OpenLaunch firmware for Launchpad Pro. Since then, it has sparked further ideas from the community and patrons on how to expand it. Now we get back to some new innovation around the Novation Circuit and how the Launchpad Pro can unlock specialized functionality. Here's a summary of what's new. Microtonal scale support. Custom scales. Chromatic sample drum tracks. And some fixes and improvements. One awesome innovator and collaborator for the circuit is Jocko Homomorphism. He has introduced microtonal for circuit in the form of a wealth of templates that break an octave into anywhere from 7 to 31 steps. Before working with Jocko on this project, I hadn't done anything with microtonal, but I'd heard a lot of support for it in the iPad music community and have enjoyed world music with a lot of different tonal systems. The circuit is one instrument that allows flexible mapping of the keyboard to different tuning systems. Another family of synths that can utilize this is Korg, Monologue, Minilog, and likely the Prolog. A lot of the setup work for these is done on the instrument, but the unique offering that the Launchpad Pro now brings is the ability to visually play microtonal scales in meaningful ways. A keyboard is stuck with 12 notes per octave. Look at it. It's never going to change. But the Launchpad Pro is a flexible piece of music technology that can be remapped to a lot of different things. I've developed a way to set the number of steps per octave and also turn off steps that aren't needed so you can make any scale within a microtonal system that you want. This is a really important addition to what is possible for making world music electronically, and also an exciting area for rampant exploration of music forms not invented yet. Now you have the 17-tone system. I just made a custom scale within the 17-tone system, turning off a few notes that I didn't want to have in that scale. Here's some examples from Jocko playing different microtonal scales. Another use of this functionality is to make the 12-tone system custom scales. Maybe you don't need microtonal, but you want a custom scale not found on the Launchpad. Just set the steps to 12 and turn off the steps you don't want. I've used it to make some cool offshoots of the blues scale and other unconventional scales. To set this up, connect the circuit MIDI into the MIDI out of the Launchpad Pro. As I'm showing here, you can even use just a standard stereo auxiliary cable to make that connection. Turn on the chromatic scale on the circuit. So that it doesn't try to force other scales onto this. Load in one of the templates for microtonal by Jocko. Edit it to your liking, or modify one of your existing patches to be microtonal. For instructions on this, see Jocko's video, links in the description. Having loaded the OpenLaunch firmware into your Launchpad Pro, hit Setup, then hit the CircuitPAD button here. Set up the microtonal step count to match the template, In this example, we have 17 tones. And then go and play the new scale. Record, jam, and enjoy. You've just explored a new world of synthesis and culture or experimentation. Another area that has been highly requested for Circuit is the ability to play sample tracks or the drums chromatically. While there are a few issues doing this with MIDI, I've gotten pretty darn close to making this a reality through the Launchpad Pro. So you go to this mode, and this has changed a lot since the prior incarnation, and let's try it out. So that's the bass note. That would be by default, and then it's pretty cool. That samples, needs a little work, but and then on percussion it can do super handy. And it will record this too when you hit record. One of the things is you just want to stop recording at the end of the track, otherwise it will re-record the MIDI information of those notes when you come right back around. Based on the MIDI implementation, there are only so many notes we can get out of this, but I've utilized the space to give you 2 of the drum slots playable chromatically. And we get about 2.5 octaves, almost 3. Your support is always appreciated. This is open source and you can get it on GitHub, but please stop by my Patreon account and join as a patron to get convenient builds and extra goodies like sample packs, patches, and more.